Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to share with you some important tips on how to consume chia the right way. There are different ways with different needs and different goals for consuming chia. Stay with me until the end because you won't want to miss this. First of all, if you're new here, welcome. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. I have new videos every day, new recipes every day. You're going to love it. Let me start by reminding you that I have several videos here talking about chia, what happens in your body when you eat chia every day, the benefits of chia, whether chia or flaxseed is better, and so on. I'll leave all these links here in the description. In fact, I have a playlist of recipes with chia and flaxseed because they are these super seeds. So if you want more inspiration, you can watch it. The idea of this video today is to tell you a bit more about different ways to consume chia the right way according to your needs. So let's get started. I just want to start by quickly reminding you that chia is a seed and it is very rich in fiber and fats, with a large portion of these naturally occurring fats being precursors to omega-3. So it's one of the most valuable types of fat out there, a very interesting fat for your brain because it's anti-inflammatory and for your cardiovascular system as well, so it's excellent for us to consume it. And it has this interesting profile because it contains very few carbohydrates, has protein in its composition, contains calcium, various minerals, good fats, and a lot of fiber. So it's a seed that really helps with satiety. Many people want to consume chia but don't have much patience, so they just want to take a spoonful of chia and put it straight into their mouth. This is one of the things you should never do because chia has a gelling capacity, as we call it. It attracts a large amount of water relative to its weight and forms a gel. If you take chia, put it in a glass, and add a tablespoon of water, you'll see that it turns into a paste within seconds. It really draws in the water and forms a kind of jelly, so just imagine that happening in your throat. It can form this gel with your saliva and actually cause a blockage, making it even difficult for you to breathe. There has already been a study about this. This isn't sensationalism, that talked exactly about this, a person who almost suffocated because of chia, so this is a serious problem. This is how you should not consume it. This is the way not to use it. But depending on the benefits you're looking for with chia, there are different options. An interesting way for you to consume chia, if you want to lose weight or increase your satiety, is to eat chia that has already been hydrated. It doesn't necessarily have to be hydrated just in water. It can also be in coconut milk, in regular milk, making chia pudding. I have this recipe here on the channel. I'll leave it down below for you because this way it will develop its natural jelly-like texture. It's kind of like a gelatin, so to speak, which will take up more space in your stomach and give you a feeling of fullness sooner. But you don't necessarily have to consume chia hydrated. You can simply take it and mix it into yogurt right when you're about to eat, or into milk, coconut milk, green juice, and consume it. So you don't necessarily have to wait for it to hydrate. But when you do wait for it to hydrate, it forms that jelly-like texture and will give you a bit more satiety, so that can be an option. But if you're in a hurry, you can also consume it without hydrating, because since it has fiber and fat, it will still give you a certain level of satiety. So it's up to you, but if you want more satiety, let it hydrate for a bit, about 15 or 20 minutes, and that will make a difference. In fact, you'll see in the playlist I have here with chia and flaxseed recipes that when I want that consistency, because sometimes I want it to take on a pudding-like form or I want it to be creamy, then I hydrate it to get that different texture. But I have many recipes where I simply mix it in and take it straight to the skillet or the oven without hydrating, so it really depends on your goal. Another tip I want to share with you is about splitting up the amount of chia you consume throughout the day. Some people ask me how much chia they should eat. I'll give a hypothetical example. This can vary either more or less from person to person. But let's suppose the recommendation for someone is 2 tablespoons. That's a good amount per day. So the person makes a smoothie for breakfast with milk, chia, and apple, and consumes those 2 tablespoons. Will it already have its effect? It definitely will, but if you take that amount, about 20 grams, and spread it throughout the day, half a tablespoon, about 5 grams at breakfast, another 5 grams at lunch, sprinkled over your salad, 5 grams with your afternoon banana and yogurt, and 5 grams in your dinner soup, it will have a much more interesting effect because it will slow down the absorption of all those carbohydrates you consumed throughout the day, give you a feeling of fullness at different times, and help with weight control and loss due to satiety, as well as help balance your blood sugar. So, if you are diabetic, the best thing for you is to spread out your total intake throughout the day. Some people like to use chia flour in the preparation of cakes, breads, and savory pies because chia has a very neutral flavor. It really doesn't taste like anything. You can make recipes that only require chia flour or use chia flour as part of the flours in a recipe to bring these benefits. It can be a very interesting option if you don't want those chia seeds pieces. Personally, I like them, but if you don't, you can use the flour. Just be careful to blend it in the blender and use it immediately afterward. Buying pre-ground chia flour at the supermarket isn't the most ideal option because chia is a seed and its shell prevents the healthy fat from coming into contact with oxygen. If we grind it, we expose it to air, it oxidizes, and then it loses those beneficial properties of the omega-3 precursors. The fat actually becomes a bit more rancid. So the ideal is that you blend it in a blender, food processor, or wherever you prefer, and use it in your recipe immediately to get all of its benefits. And one last tip, if you do weight training and you want to add chia to your daily routine, add it at any time except after your workout. Because after training, we need a high glycemic index carbohydrate and a high biological value protein. We need an insulin spike to carry more of these nutrients into the muscle tissue, which is eager for nutrients. So if you add chia at this moment, you won't get the insulin spike, which is the only time of day you actually need it. So use it at any time except this one. Tell me down below if you usually use chia in your daily routine. If there's a recipe that's won your heart, one you tend to have more often. Share it with me because I love to see it. It might even inspire me. Let's expand this chain of good together. Share this video with other people who need it. Let me help more people. That's what I want to do here with the channel, and like the video because that also helps me. See you next time. Bye.